What did I tell you? What did Ben tell you? What did Wes tell you? We all told you the same thing. Nobody listened until now. Mike Huckabee, all of a sudden, in second place in Iowa and closing fast. Here comes Huckabee. Okay, I told you. Okay. Hey, dude, to keep a score of the predictions, I better get like 2 billion points for that one if he winds up winning. Okay? All of a sudden, Romney 27, Huckabee 21 in Iowa. Giuliani, Thompson, McCain, all behind Huckabee. And what I love is CBS and all the mainstream guys. All of a sudden, they're like, oh, yeah, Huckabee, well, you could kind of see Huckabee coming. Yeah, we knew it all along. Get the... Really? Come on, man. As we were saying, hey, you better watch out for Huckabee. The mainstream press is like, oh, come on, Huckabee, come on. That's not going to happen. Huckabee, please. It's not going to happen. Okay, all of a sudden, they're like, oh, yeah, totally, yeah. Bob Schieffer, even Bob Schieffer. I like Bob Schieffer from CBS, but all of a sudden, he's like, yeah, you can see the handwriting on the wall. Really? You were talking about him 6 months ago? You were talking about him 3 months ago? Hey, shoot, you were talking about him a month ago? I don't remember that. What name so? Hey, look at Schieffer. He's like, quote, Huckabee's a very good candidate in the sense that he makes very good appearance. I think that Huckabee actually has a chance to win out there. If he does, that puts a whole new spin on the race. Oh, well, welcome to the party. You're a couple of months late, but nonetheless. All right, now, of course, the guys in the traditional media have it backwards too as to why he's successful. First thing they say, because they always go to the past. God, no one can look forward. They always look backwards, and they go, okay, what do conservatives like? What do Republicans like? Oh, they like family values, and Huckabee's, Baptist guy, evangelical minister, conservative, so that's why they like Huckabee. All right, yeah, Huckabee winning because he's conservative. No, that's not why he's winning. Look, is it a part of the equation? Of course. But out of the three main reasons why he's winning, it's definitely number 3, nowhere near number 1. And then their second reason is number 2. They're like, he's likable. And that's true. It's a little oversimplistic. But what do they mean by that? What do I mean by that? Why do I think that's a little bit true? Look, he's the only one that smiles and that actually seems like a guy you might like. And these elections are a popularity race, obviously, right? And, God, the rest of the guys are so grim on the Republican side. Remember Ronald Reagan? Yes, people respected him, but they also liked him. He, whether you agreed with him or disagreed with him, everybody gave him credit for giving those hopeful speeches, City on a Hill, Morning in America, patriotism, not like we're going to bomb you patriotism, but hopeful patriotism. Again, whether you agree or disagree, that's what Reagan did, okay? So now on the Republican side, who's got that? What, Rudy, the Lord of Darkness, Giuliani? Who likes that guy? I mean, some of the Republicans, since they're authoritarian types, might respect Rudy Giuliani, but do they like him? No. I mean, but that's not the end-all, be-all, and that's not necessarily going to determine a race, but it is a factor. And Romney's definitely not likable. McCain, the conservatives have issues with. McCain's a different story. And Fred Thompson, I mean, snooze fest, that guy. I mean, at the beginning of the football season, I said Cadillac Williams has 4 busted tires, right? I mean, Fred Thompson, those old horses, the horse buggy things? I mean, somebody put a, little stick in the spokes. That didn't come out that great. 4 busted tires. Let's go back to that. Okay, so Fred Thompson's having a lot of issues. But Huckabee is a guy who smiles and talks about hope and how we're going to be a better country, etc. I don't agree with his policies, but I get why that might appeal to some voters who are like, come on, give us a little bit something to, hope for. So that's reason number 2. But they're missing reason number 1 by a landslide. Okay, I have not seen it in any of the mainstream press so far. The guy's a populist. The guy actually says, hey, screw the lobbyists, screw the Washington insiders, screw big government. Remember, this is a Republican primary, okay? What I'm going to do is I'm going to help the little guy against the big guy. And I'm going to help him by, yes, raising the minimum wage, yes, sometimes raising taxes so I can give health care to our citizens so I can balance the budget. And the people voting aren't all defense contractors. They don't all work at Lockheed Martin, Blackwater, and Halliburton. So the people in Iowa are like, hey, you know what? I might be a Republican, but I'm a little guy. And Huckabee seems to be arguing for me. Now, he's also arguing against free trade. He's arguing against, over entanglement abroad, but not so much. He still has to do that stupid saber rattling against Iraq and Iran and etc. As I'm saying all this, don't think that I support Huckabee. Okay, he doesn't believe in evolution. Way too much saber rattling against Iran. I'm not sure what he would do in Iraq. I don't even agree with his trade policies, even though he's by far the most liberal on trade out of all the Republicans. But he's so liberal on trade, he's more liberal than I am on trade. Now, having said all that, I get it. I get what his appeal is. We've been getting it all along, and now it's showing up in the polls. But, of course, the mainstream guys are flummoxed by it. They didn't see it coming. Now they're all backpedaling, saying, oh, yeah, sure. We saw it all along, even though we wrote no articles and never mentioned him on TV, ever. But what you'll start to see now that he's at 21% in Iowa, all of a sudden you'll see magazine covers with Huckabee. You'll see news stories. You'll turn on TV. They'll be talking about Huckabee. Because what the traditional media loves to do is they love to show up late to the party. That's their forte.